Hi everybody. Today I thought I'd talk to you about how we can manage to change the look of our lettering by changing the shape of our ovals. So if you watch my other YouTube videos, you've seen that there are explanations about ovals and how to get better at them, but we also, usually you just see my style like this, and I wanted to tell you that my oval doesn't have to be your oval. So let's take a look at some of the oval letters. When we do the oval letters, first of all, I don't know why I started with O, but whatever. You want to be consistent in whatever you're doing, right? So for my style of lettering, this is the shape of my oval. So I start the oval right here, and I draw it like this, and I meet up right there, okay? I don't start at the top. And I find this gives me a lot of consistency. The other thing is with my letters, you've seen me draw the entire oval. So when you're drawing your A, in my other video, you're not drawing part of an oval, you're drawing the entire oval like I did here. All right, that said, if this is my standard oval, how can I change my lettering to make it look slightly different? And you know how you do that? By changing the shape of the oval. So I mean by making it narrower like this. And you can go as narrow as you like. It takes some practice so you become more consistent. And a lot of people have this narrow oval naturally. So what does that look like for an A? So draw your narrow oval and then your underturn. And you have an A. Do you see, it actually is, the narrow ovals are actually very appealing. Well, I find them appealing. So let me draw a narrow oval with the B because I didn't do that earlier. And I'll draw it really, remember, keep it very nice and narrow. Now the challenge with the narrow oval, let's do the C, is you actually have to be very careful about your transition at the top, because if you're coming down in a narrower area, it's tricky not to get a really messy transition in there. So you want to be careful with that. Let me zoom in a bit. All right, I'll just do one more with the D. I'll do two more with the, oopsies, that wasn't very good. With the D and the E. Again, I'm trying to keep it very narrow, and I have to concentrate doing this because I naturally have a little bit wider of an oval like that, okay? And then let's do a word that has a lot of ovals like this. I know which word we'll do with the narrow version. We'll do the word ocean. So, I can already see that was a little bit too wide. So I have to focus here so that my ovals are nice and narrow. That's not too bad. And then when your ovals are narrow, you actually create everything a little bit narrower, not just your ovals. I mean, you could see how I tightened up my compound curve and my compound curves. You don't have to, you can just tighten up your ovals and make them narrower, but usually we keep it quite consistent. So there's my oval, there's this ocean. I will now do the ocean in my natural writing, which is rounder. And the reason you have to practice changing your ovals a lot is because, remember, muscle memory that you have built up. So my muscle memory naturally goes to this size of oval. And so if you want to change it up, you have to practice a narrower oval a lot with just your brush pen. And I mean, just do the drills, right? So just draw your oval like this, oval over and oval again. Okay, try to be as consistent as possible. Now, the other way you can change your oval is by making it wider and rounder, so much more like a circle. And that would be starting here, I do it the same way, and I go around and I come back up like this. So starting here and going way to the left. or to the right. If you're doing the reverse oval, remember it stands for the same thing. So this one I find is a lot harder to steady your hands because you're covering more area, or yeah, basically area in your paper. So I'll draw an A like this, make it super round, and some people have super round lettering. And there's something very inviting about this, and because the letters are so open and playful. Ooh, I do. I have to really work on this. Okay, let's try my E and make it super round. You are going to cover more paper, so look at the length of this ocean and the length of this ocean, and you can imagine this lettering, a word with this lettering of size of oval is going to be really quite big. So let's do that. And you can see I'm just making it super wide and round. And there we go. Okay, so depends what you're writing. You know what? Sometimes it's fun to try a different kind of a shape of an oval to change up your lettering style. I find that this narrow oval in particular can look very, I don't know, how can I say it? Elegant in a way, very much more like classical calligraphy rather than the making ovals that are a little bit wider. But I think it's always good to experiment. Once you've learned the basics and you have, you know, the technique going on, then, and you understand your technique, then try something like changing up your ovals and making them narrower. And also remember the slant too, right? So don't forget that your slant, you have to adjust it and make it consistent. Otherwise, this style will not really work out for you, the narrow oval. And you know how to do that. You can do your light upstrokes and then do your narrow ovals around them. That's my coffee bean exercise. Light upstrokes, narrow ovals around it. Okay, and try to be consistent and go as narrow as you like. Sometimes, like with a small brush pen, let's get a small brush pen out here. Of course, where's mine? Here's one. This is a KellyCreates multicolor small brush pen, and I can write half the size. And sometimes I will make the oval, the letters a little bit taller with the small brush pen, and that way I can get a nice oval shape like this. Let's write the word ace. Oops, I automatically go over too far for my spacing. And you know what? The challenge is when you change the size of your oval, the spacing is an issue because automatically you're ready to jump over here. You've trained yourself how to space it. And let's do the opposite. And then suddenly your hand has to adjust, or your brain has to adjust to the spacing of, and then I'll do my normal one, of a different size of oval. So just take your time, play around with your oval shapes, and see what happens to your style. You might actually like it better when you change up your ovals. Thanks for watching.